right, y'all. I'm so sorry, but I meant to make more of these videos this week. It's just one thing right after the other. So I missed out on making my Wookiee cookies for y'all, but I will still share the recipe and make them anyway. They just won't be as special because they're not going to be May the 4th be with you cookies. But anyway, another reason I didn't get around to making videos this week is because I was exhausted by the end of the day. I felt bad, so I kind of went off my own meal plan. And usually when I do that, I go for something like quick fix, like ramen noodles. One night we had grilled cheese. Yeah. So, and then like last night we just shuffled the day around, and instead of me cooking, I used that frozen lasagna. So I feel pretty good today. I'm gonna go ahead and start on, I think, probably one of the more complicated recipes from that meal plan for this week, and that is the taco crescent roll. And the only thing that makes it complicated is when you put it together. Making that ring can be a little complicated, but not really, because I'm going to show you how to do it so you're not so like, oh my gosh, I can't figure this out. So without further ado, I'm about to show you in my bougie dirty kitchen how to make a taco crescent roll. So first things first, you're going to need to either procure your own taco seasoning or go buy some. So I'm going to make mine just because I'm a little bit more confident in what flavors and everything that's going into it whenever I make my own. I just don't trust businesses these days, these megacorps. Anyway, I digress. So I wrote my recipe down, but I didn't think to check to make sure I had everything before I took this notion on. So in real time, you guys get to see what a terribly unprepared person I actually am. Okay, so my whole spice cabinet is organized, which really helps. But I had to take my glasses off because a tiny human decided that they were going to scrape their little macaroni and cheese fingers all over them. So we're gonna roll. I'm looking for some cumin, and that's about empty. And don't worry, y'all. Don't worry. Usually when I'm planning to make stuff ahead of time, I will make all this. All right. So I got my cumin. Nothing fancy. So now you need garlic powder. Also nothing fancy. I like this brand just because I feel like this is more garlicky. Everything else is just kind of like free game. All right, so onion powder, not onion salt. Do not recommend accidentally buying onion salt and then trying to use it. Done it before. Oregano, black pepper, the big boy. If I had enough counter space or pantry space, I'd buy all my seasonings like this, but I don't. So let's see. Okay, and then chili powder. Oh no, we might be out. This is all the chili powder I have, so this is what's gonna have to do. I think I have some ancho chili powder, which I'm gonna tell my kids, y'all, not tell them little suckers, because anytime I've ever used ancho chili powder or anything, they have whined and cried about it. It's just a hair spicier than actual regular chili powder. But what I have learned in the past is that when you buy chili powder, you have to be really careful because a lot of chili powder is actually a combo of other seasonings for chili. So it's not actually chili, it's a whole bunch of other stuff, which is why it's not as spicy, because it's been added to already. So like this one right here has garlic. All that just to read, y'all, because I don't have my glasses. I just swapped that out for this ancho chili powder, which has actual just straight ground chili powder. Chilies, if you want to see. Damon Henry, stop. And y'all, I'm starting dinner at 1 p.m. because I know it's going to take me a hot minute to get all this done. So I'm doing it in sections. And feel free to make it all at once. I'm just doing it like this because I did some running around this morning. And I kind of just, when my kids get home, I kind of just want to spend time with the kids. So I'm going to throw it all together. And then I'm going to put it in the oven closer to time to eat, because this bad boy only takes like maybe 20 minutes to cook after you've browned your whatever. And I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, so what you didn't see me grab was paprika, and I would suggest just using the plain paprika, because I've messed up and tried to get fancy and put the smoked paprika in there, and it just doesn't taste right. Because especially for like anything Mexicanish or Tex-Mex or whatever, you go and you mess yourself up when you do stuff like that. All right, so for one batch of this, follow my lead. Let's see if this is gonna work. This is a it's a half tablespoon, 2 teaspoons cumin, ground cumin. And I don't know if there's going to be enough in there to float a boat in. So I'm just going to open this new one. So I'm making a bunch of this. But for one batch, you're just going to do 2 teaspoons. I'm not doing 2 teaspoons. I'm doing 4 because I'm making a lot of this. But for a regular batch, 2 teaspoons. Oh, God. Why does cumin smell so bad? Stand alone. Smells like boo-boo. I'll marry those two later. Maybe I'm just pregnant and that's just why it stinks so bad. Okay, so your regular one batch of this is going to be so strong too. What is wrong with me? All this stuff is smelling so strong. Your one singular batch, you're gonna want 1 teaspoon of your garlic powder. Man almighty, I'm not gonna make it today. I'm so silly. Okay, and then you're going to need 1 teaspoon of onion powder. My handy dandy. Good God, that smells so bad too. What is wrong with me? I'm not gonna make it. These seasonings be strong. Oops, I lost my little thing. See, y'all, I told you I'm a mediocre cook. I thought I was going to need more than that. I don't know why I got a little bit of ADD kicking through here. 1 teaspoon of your oregano. Oh, that be smelling good, though. That I can handle. That's a good smell. I like that smell. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like that other stuff won't be smelling too good. Okay. And then you want your 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. And then we are done with the teaspoon. I'm going to move on up into tablespoon. And you're going to do, I know this might, ooh, don't do that. I grabbed the paprika. That would have been bad. Okay, 4 tablespoons of your chili powder. Come out. And sometimes that do be happening. That, I don't know if anybody else ever knew this, but I think I was like probably 30 before I ever realized that you're not supposed to season directly into a steaming pot of stuff, because it will junk up your seasonings. So like, especially if you have a lid like this, it'll get all gunky on the inside. So pour the seasoning into your hand and then dump it in there. I didn't know that. It took me a while, because like I said, that was a lot. Took me a while to figure that out. Nobody told me, so hopefully that is information for you and you can go forth and share. And that was about 3. That's gone. I need a lot more than that. And my toddler is currently wrecking something right now. Okay, and as I said, you want to do 4 of these. Mercy, come out. Okay, I'm doubling my batch, so I actually need 8. All right, 4 more. You got 4 more? 1, 2. You know what? I'm just gonna dump this whole thing in there because that looks roughly about too much. See, I'm not exact. I'm just like, eh. And now I'm out of chili powder. I'm gonna have to remember that. Y'all help me remember. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, normally when I do this, I buy my stuff ahead of time. Okay, and then I know, like, I definitely have, that was a lot. So you just want 1 tablespoon of paprika. I'm doing 2 batches, so I doubled that. Yeah, it's best if you just go and buy your stuff ahead of time. Don't be like me. All right, then all you're gonna do is just like mix this up to the best of your ability. Hey! Abrupt interruption of service. I got some strawberries this morning. Some local strawberries, and my toddler was standing in one of the chairs eating strawberries individually across my dining room, and I sweet talked my 4-year-old into picking them up for me. Well, I bribed him, but whatever. So now I have mixed all this up. It be smelling good, and feel free to adjust this to however you want. I know some people put cornstarch in it because it makes a thicker kind of sauce. I don't mess with that because I don't really need a thicker kind of sauce for this particular recipe. But like if you're making
dang it, stop.
If you're making tacos, you might want a thicker sauce. Maybe. I don't know. But in that case, you wouldn't necessarily have to put it in your taco seasoning, but your just batch of tacos.
Dang it, stop.
Still throwing strawberries. But anyway, all I'm doing right here is just taking that mixture, scooping it out my bowl, and putting it in my little container here. And all together, they don't smell bad at all. So I'm sure y'all can imagine what just happened. Tyler didn't want to stop throwing strawberries. So, yeah. Moving forward, so this is 2 batches worth of the taco sauce. And that's going to be awesome. That'll work. I warned you, good sir. Pardon. Alright, so I like to do the good meat smell first, just to make sure. Because this was frozen, and then I took it out because I was going to cook it on Tuesday, and then I didn't get around to cooking it on Tuesday, so it's been in my refrigerator for a whole day, which shouldn't really matter, but I'm like really weird about that stuff, so I just did the double sniff check. So, as I mentioned earlier, my kitchen is a wreck, so y'all just gonna have to get over it. I'm gonna move you over to where this magic is about to happen while you're serenaded by my lovely toddler. Alright, so all I did was grab me a skillet. And yes, my goat is inside because it's raining, and the goat is a princess. So got my, and I might not have mentioned in that blog that you can sub out like any kind of meat. I know some people have dietary restrictions and so on and so forth. This is ground deer. You can use ground beef. You can use ground turkey. You can use ground chicken. Whatever you please. I'm actually gonna switch utensils here. I'll still use that one, but this is the best. Got this from Pampered Chef, y'all. Ain't that cool? It is so awesome in breaking the meat up and making it like a good ground, you know, like mini pieces and not like large clumps and stuff. Fantastic. Highly recommend. I don't even remember how much I paid for it because at the time I was helping a friend by doing those little party things. You picked them up?
Yep.
Good job. Thank you. Go wash your hands. Yeah. So, yeah. Highly recommend. Anyway, I will sit here and I will cook this up for y'all. And I like using a cast iron skillet, but still, feel free to use whatever you feel like using. I will see you back here when this is pretty close to done. Y'all, I decided I was going to go ahead and do this step while my meats was up here cooking and everything. And I got me some pan. I'm about to use whatever you want. Pan is easy. And I'm going to do this part for you with this little... How did it turn the heat down? Kind of cool because I got these kind of crescent rings. And I did specify in my blog that you really want to use this brand. Not because I'm... Dang it! Get out from under this thing. It is what it is, y'all. That's why I'm doing these videos. To show you that these are not complicated recipes. Oh, that may be someone so good. Anyway, not trying to give Pillsbury any kind of money or anything, but these really do hold together a lot better than the generic brand. But if you think you can handle it, go for it. Use the other kind. But it's kind of funny because whenever I pulled this thing out, I saw the recipe when I'm using. This is the recipe. That's where I got it from. For the taco crescent roll. And look at how pretty that is, y'all. Guarantee you mine ain't gonna be that pretty, but it is what it is. This is raw. But just in case you don't like my video and you don't like how I do things, feel free to go by that. This is just one of our family's most favorites. And even though it's supposed to be made on Tuesday, it don't matter. It's still gonna be yummy, yummy. I'm gonna just scrape all that off. Sorry. Yeah, I had to bust the toddler's butt because he was continuing to eat and not eat my strawberries. What are you doing now? Just mouthing me. Alright. I always jump every time I open these. Maybe this is going to be the one time that I don't. Got it. Usually I use the side of the counter, but I don't know, it's being extra today. Alright, so as you are, if you've never made these before, which like I said, my mom made everything from scratch, so I was living on my own before I realized that these kind of things existed, like canned crescent rolls. Are you kidding me? But there is a line right there, right, that shows the first crescent rolls. Come off. Come off. And then you'll see like a little segregated line or whatever you call that, where you can cut them bad boys in half. See that? Y'all, I know I'm weird. I legit never knew this stuff until I was an adult. Okay, so this is the part I wanted to show you. So you got this flat part right now, and you got the pointy part right now. You're gonna throw it on the bam. And what I like to do is find a cup or like a bowl or something, which I'm currently looking for. Get down. Find me a little bitty bowl. You can use whatever you want. And just like put that like on the center, like right there, to kind of like start stacking your stuff around that. I'll show you, don't worry. See, if I was like a professional at this, or if I knew even like a clue as to what I was doing, this would be set up so much more better. I'd just be able to, you know, do my thing without having to move my stuff around. It is what it is. Y'all can grow with me. So what I like to do is like I put that one at the top. I put this one down here at the bottom. I'm gonna put a couple more like a north, south, east, west type thing. So then I can just fill the rest of the crescent rolls in, if that makes any sense. Oh my god, that smells so good. And I have eaten one. This just smells so good. I like deer meat though. Weird. I know I'm weird. Okay, so I got my, and it doesn't really matter if you're flatline. You see so you got this flat line part and you got this like diagonal line part. Doesn't really matter. I mean, if you think it matters, honey, then it matters, but it's all gonna look the same when it's done. Okay. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And that's why I like Pillsbury so much, because these are all like even slices. Just to be completely honest with you, I've bought like Great Value brand before. They're not very like consistent either. But like I said, if you can work with that, go for it. I'm just not patient enough, so I guess I'll spend the extra 15 cents on, you know, buying a better brand. It's all gonna taste the same. All right, so got my second tube of crescent rolls over here. I'm just stacking these up, filling it in. Y'all know my goat is so spoiled. So we recently found out that the goat was a she and not a he. So the goat's name was Fergus, and now the goat's name is Fergie. And everything is just making so much more sense, because this is like a very, very smart goat. She knows like who her people are, and she is very needy. Like, I didn't see any reason why she couldn't be outside while it rained today, but she is literally standing on the windows, whatever, just like bleh. So kind of felt bad, so she got let in. All right, so when you're done with this, it should look kind of like a big old sunshine. See? And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of like, I'm gonna take a spoon. And this just kind of helps create like a crater for the meat to go in. So you can put more meat in here when you smush this down a little bit. just like just in the circle around your whatever. And that also kind of creates a lip between the bowl. Alright? So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. On top of the birthday cake that hasn't been eaten. Then I'm gonna have to throw away and make all of my kids mad. Alright, now you guys actually do have to wait for the meat to get done. Now, real talk, I forgot that my chopping block thing is dirty and I'm not cleaning it. Instead, I'm gonna be lazy and I just disinfected my countertop. Shut your mouth. So, and don't any of y'all act like you don't use your countertop to cut on. So, I don't remember if the original recipe called... Well, now what are you bringing all these blankets in here for? Yo! Sir, take the blankets back in there. Let me see. I really don't think so. Yeah. So, the original recipe does not call for an onion, but, I'm feeling oniony, I guess. So I'm just gonna use like half of this really massive onion here. And if you've never cut an onion up before, then you know that you may not know. I don't know what y'all know and what you don't know. It's easier if you cut it right down the middle, because this is one side of the onion and then this is the other side of the onion. So I cut it in half. And then cut it in half again. Just slices. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But our meat is just about ready for this. It just adds a little bit more to it, like flavor-wise. Even though we've got this Banff. Did y'all see the onion just like fly? This really Banff taco season I made. And, yeah. Add it, don't add it, I don't know. I'm an onion person, so it's going in. That, and I buy like a freaking 10-pound bag of onions, and I need to use these, so yeah, I realize I'm just kidding. But yeah, back to how to cut up your onion. Just cut it up. So I cut them into slices like that. I'm just gonna... See, this ain't even that perfect. It just, I'm doing the dang thing. All gonna look the same at the end. Oh, my eyes are starting to water. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh my goodness. You got a lot to say today, Fergie. It's bad enough I could barely see without my glasses. Now here I am. You good? Yay! Yay! Hey! Oh, sorry about that. The toddler was harassing the goat, so the goat pooped on my floor. So I had to go clean up goat poop, wash my hands, and get back to work. I promise y'all, the goat is not always in the house. She's in my house right now because it is monsoon raining outside, and I'm weak, okay? So, goat's literally minding her own business, staying out of my sight, just being chased by the toddler. Alright, so now we're at this part right here, where, if you notice, I did not season my meat before. So it's, it's mostly through cooking. I just now threw in the onions, and I did that towards the end for a reason. So I am just gonna season this bad boy up with about 4 heaping tablespoons of this taco seasoning. That's about a tablespoon, not exact. And that took up about half of my taco seasoning that I made. That's why I make batches. But anyway, just like with like all the old El Paso and like all those other brands, you can throw in some water. And just like I said, I'm not like very exact like all the time. And I've been cooking this for years. I don't really know how much water I just dumped in here. I am eyeballing it because my idea is to just kind of let those onions steam. And if you're familiar with ground deer, there is relatively little to no fat in there. So when you cook it down, you ain't got no fat to cook with. If you were using something else, you'd probably have a little bit, but this does have some, I think, ground pork fat in it, and there was just a little bit in there, but not enough to do anything with. So yeah, I just put in enough water in there to get it looking pretty. I don't know how else to say that, like saucy, I don't know. Hydrate. Alright, and then get a lid. Just let that sit there. And then look, watch it. Beautiful creation. And then when the water is mostly cooked out of there and it's kind of like thickened up and flavored your meat and everything, that's when you're going to start spooning it into your little pretty crescent roll sunflower thing that you just made. Get back. So this is just about ready to come off. And I thought it was time to show you how to cheese this sucker. So, usually, I would cut my cheese up and shred it in my pail because I buy like the biggest blocks possible of cheese because I don't know how to make my own yet, but the biggest blocks of cheese possible, and I just cheese everything like my life depended on it. In this particular situation, my life ain't depending on this, because if you over cheese it, you're gonna have cheese coming out everywhere. So you're just gonna put a little bit of cheese around the bottom here. Just enough. I just so happened to be lazy one day and buy some already shredded cheese. So this is cheddar. You can go with any kind of cheddar you please. If you like that gourmet cheddar, or if you like the medium cheddar, sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, just some cheddar. The more cheddar, the better. Okay, so I just kind of like sprinkled the cheese on there. Make a nice little bottom layer. So, I'll cut this off. It's done enough. It's done enough. And then I'm just going to take this by the spoonfuls here and try and put it, this is the tricky part. Try and put this stuff like, I don't know how to explain this. Hopefully you can just see. If you want to, you can let your meat completely cool off before you do this part, if it's easier for you. But just by the spoonful, just kind of keep it away from the bowl. Like close to the bowl, but not like up on that bow. This is gonna be so good, y'all. Yeah. Don't have anything to say right now because I'm just like, my mouth is over here watering. Just keep piling that mess up. That might have been 2 pounds of ground deer. So I'm gonna try and make it work. You're really only supposed to use 1 pound. I might have to go get 2 more things of crescent rolls when I go get the kids. So I can, yeah, that's what I'm probably gonna have to do. I ended up with too much meat. Because we don't label correctly in this house when we put our meat away. So, no telling how many doggone pounds that is. Alright, so this is the fun part. So you're just going to take, and I would suggest not doing what I'm doing. Let your knit here cool off a little bit, and then don't try and pile in like heaps of meat either. Don't be like me. That's hot. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the bowl out. Wish for the best. Just pull these in and tuck them under to the best of your ability. It's not gonna look pretty, like I said, but if you can use your spoon and tuck the triangular part in, oh, it'll be fine. So just pull it up, stretch it a little bit, but not too much, and then just tuck it under with your spoon. Hopefully y'all can see that well enough. Tuck, stretch, pull up, tuck, there you go. And because this meat is hot, this crescent roll is just really, really soft. And I did choose to go counterclockwise because I'm retarded. Not for any kind of reason whatsoever. I told y'all this wasn't gonna be pretty. I warned ya! Alright. You'll know what it is. It's a ring. Taco roll. So yeah, just keep on keeping on. This is the most complicated part of this whole thing, is stretching that crescent roll over the top and tucking. And some of y'all might be better at this than me, who knows. So I'm ditching the spoon at this point. I'm just gonna focus on tucking. Tucked. Alright, so from here, you're gonna stick it in the oven at 375 and let it cook for 20-25 minutes. And it's gonna be done. It did turn out kind of pretty, right? I should shut up because it's not done cooking yet. So, anyway, be back in a minute.